Welcome to Racist of the Week. My name is Reese Waters. This is where we expose the stupidity and hypocrisy of discrimination in hopes we can build a more perfect union. And also laugh. As usual, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Racism. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the page, and definitely leave me any possible suggestions for nominees in the comments, or you can email me at reese.waters@gmail.com. Today's nominee, Arthur Grand Technologies. The Loudoun County, Virginia-based tech company has been fined $7,500 by the Department of Justice after it advertised it was seeking white candidates for an open job posting. The infamous white jobs. We heard about the black jobs and we heard about the Spanish jobs, the Latino jobs. Now we get the white jobs. I guess they're in the tech sector. And I would have guessed that. Well, they wouldn't have been my first guess. First, I'd have guessed up rounding up black people and brown people. That's definitely a white job. Taking people's rights and or land, that is definitely a white job. And of course, Hobby Lobby. But number 4, apparently, is working for Arthur Grand Technologies. Now, the company must also pay $35,000 in compensation to applicants as part of a settlement with the Department of Justice. Now, let's first take a look at the actual ad which became public. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. Looking for U.S.-born citizens, white, who are local within 60 miles from Dallas, Texas. And then we get a don't share with candidates. Okay, so it's apparent that these were supposed to be deleted. They just copied and pasted from the form letter. And I gotta ask, where did this form come from? Is this from the Sons of Anarchy Employment Services? I need to know exactly where this was copied and pasted from. This is like the Patriot Front. Is this Proud Boys Job Recruiters? I need to understand. PatriotFrontMonster.com. I need to understand where this was copied and pasted from. And I can't imagine a worse case scenario of accidentally leaving in the sections that you were supposed to fill in. I would also like to point out what a liability it is that they included don't share with candidates. Just in case you were wondering exactly how dirty this was supposed to be, don't share it with the candidates. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna absolve ourselves of any deniability. Yeah, we can't deny that at all. It literally says don't share with candidates. DOJ's Civil Rights Division's Immigrant and Employee Rights Section opened an investigation in May of last year and determined that Arthur Grand discriminated based on citizenship status and national origin after a recruiter working for Arthur Grand's subsidiary in India posted the advertisement on the job website Indeed. This happened in India. Oh, so you outsourced your racism? Is that what you just did? You just outsourced your racism. So the person in India was the one that was supposed to not include that they were searching for white applicants only. I got to give a shout out to that whistleblower. Because it's somebody out. That's what I think. I think it was a whistleblower. I think it was a whistleblower situation and not an honest mistake. Because somebody in India is like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that the folks that have had their foot on everybody else's neck all around the world now want me to post a job posting excluding all of us? All right, I'll handle that. I know what we gonna do. Now, as part of a Justice Department settlement, Arthur Grand will pay a civil penalty and will train its personnel on the INA's requirements, revise its employment policies, and be subject to departmental monitoring. Now, I applaud the departmental monitoring and revising their policies, but what training personnel needs? I don't know what training. Don't put white candidates on the job description. What training is going to work? Now, Arthur Grand must also pay compensation to those who file complaints with the Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs, So if any of y'all brothers and sisters out there looking for a check, go ahead and file a complaint. Now here we have the Department of Justice cracking down on a white-only job description while the specter of Project 2025 hangs over us, where they will be looking to prosecute anybody who's actively trying to diversify their workforce. So let me get this straight. People that are trying to work to correct folks like this are the ones that are going to be prosecuted under the new administration should Trump win. Keep your eyes open. Now, even when this discrimination isn't overt, we still have cases like that of Dwight Jackson, the 27-year-old Michigan man who, after applying for various positions at Detroit's upscale Shinola Hotel, was rejected. Now, despite an impressive resume spanning multiple hotels, he expected a positive response, particularly for a front desk agent role. However, despite submitting his resume multiple times, he received no callbacks. Now, that does happen. I have not received callbacks multiple times. I remember applying to a couple of jobs. I mean, I was entry level, but I was applying for CEO. Like, I literally submitted a CEO resume to monster.com. Like, I could run this thing. It doesn't have to be racist. Huh? What's that? Keep reading? Oh, okay. Frustrated, Jackson decided to experiment by adjusting the dates of his previous job experiences, and he changed his name on his resume to a more Caucasian sounding one, John Jabrowski. He was then offered multiple interviews within the same week. You know what? I can't. Our second nominee for Racist of the Week. Detroit's Shinola Hotel. I can't help you, Shinola. I mean, that's just cut and dry. That's as bad as leaving in whites only, don't tell job applicants. Like, it's that bad. There's a reason why you guys are here together. And shout out to Dwight Jackson for a solid Caucasian sounding name. John Jabrowski is pretty good. I think I would have gone with Connor Tanner, or my old standby, Ryan Seacrest. Now, he actually went to the interview. He showed up to the interview, the John Jabrowski interview, which is hilarious in and of itself. I need to see the footage of Dwight Jackson showing up to the John Jabrowski interview. Did he show up like Eddie Murphy in White Like Me? Huh? Or was it more of a true identity situation? Or perhaps even the weigh-ins in White Chicks? I need to know which one he decided to go with. During the interview, according to attorney Jonathan Marco, who's representing Jackson, he disclosed his true identity and confronted the interviewer about the racism. And I'm sure that made for a phenomenal interview. Can you tell me what your biggest weaknesses are? I can tell you what your biggest weaknesses are. Black people. After completing the interview process, the lawsuit states, Jackson was promptly informed he was no longer under consideration for the position. I wonder, what was the reasoning that they gave? I need to know the reason that he put on too much of the white makeup, like before he showed up. What was the reasoning they gave that he was no longer considered for the position? Now, in response to these allegations, the hotel's operating partner conveyed a commitment to inclusivity and a zero tolerance policy against discrimination in an email to CNN, saying, we take this allegation very seriously and do not tolerate discrimination of any kind. We are committed to fostering an inclusive workplace where everyone has the opportunity to succeed and are dedicated to building a diverse workforce that reflects the community. That is, everyone except for the Dwight Jacksons of the world. I wonder what they mean by diversity. Like, they have a lot of women that work there? Maybe there's a lot of women that work there. And this is the difference between a public message and private practice. We have seen your private practice, so I don't want to hear about your public message. In fact, a recent study published by the National Bureau of Economic Research found that name bias is a prevalent issue in the hiring process around the country. Researchers sent out identical resumes to 108 U.S. employers to analyze whether race and gender affected callback rates for job applications. Just guess who received the fewest callbacks. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's all say it together. Black men and women. There we have it. Yes, black male and black female names receive the fewest callbacks. So congratulations to Arthur Grand Technologies, Shinola Hotel, and America, because clearly this is an American phenomenon. And if things go the wrong way in November, it's going to get a whole hell of a lot worse. As always, if you have somebody you would like to nominate, go ahead and leave it in the comments. You can email me at reese.waters@gmail.com. Be sure to subscribe to the page to make sure you get notified when the next video drops. By the way, I have an email list that I maintain, and I have a newsletter that I send out periodically as well. I would love for you to get on my email list. Feel free to shoot me a message at reese.waters@gmail.com. That's reese.waters@gmail.com. And the same goes if you have any suggestions for videos, if you have any nominees for Racist of the Week, if you have something that you are troubled by, or you just want to throw me a kudos, feel free to email me. I don't always get a chance to look at all of the comments, but I definitely look at all of the emails and I respond.